Hey guys. Oh my gosh, it's been such a long day. So it's been a long week actually. But I wanted to go ahead and get my January budget out to you guys so you can see what our plans are for this month. Um, Actually, let's head back to December just so I can go over like how we ended up, which we ended up in a great position. As you can see, our income was about $800 more than our actual budgeted income, which was great. On For tithes, we did end up going to the New Year's Eve service, and I only had a $20 bill on me, so we put $20 in church. So we didn't do everything for that, and then for our emergency fund, we were able, if you remember from our mid-month check-in, we had just put like a random $80 spent here just to hold it here, even though it really didn't come out of our emergency fund. I can't even remember why I did that. I need to find a better way to keep track of those odd expenses that don't fit in our budget, but basically we were able to put some money towards our emergency fund at the end of the day. So yeah, just disregard this. This is completely wrong. I'm gonna get a hang of this. Trust. All of our expenses here were basically just as they were reported at mid-month. We still did not get a bill for our trash, and they still continue to pick it up. So we're just going to continue to put that in a sinking fund just in case they come back a few months later and try to say, hey, you didn't pay or something. I've tried contacting them a few times and they still haven't answered. For gas, we were just under the budget by about $3, which is great. The insurance is always the same. Groceries, we did go over budget. We previously budgeted $250, I think it was, or $240, I think, and we went over it, but we still have money left in our date night budget. So I just borrowed money from the date night and moved it to groceries and made that $270 and decreased date night from $100 to $70. Because a lot of times we would just go to the grocery store and get like wine or cookies or something and then come in the house and watch a movie on Netflix. We really were staying true to our new budgeting ways this month, which I'm very proud of. Yeah, we stayed under for pet care. I went over my budget. I think I budgeted $120 for myself, but then I borrowed $10 from Patrick because he didn't actually use all of his this month. So I made mine $130 and his $140, and so as you can see, we're both under on those after moving them around. Great thing with Comcast, we paid that off. There was like a transfer, like, because we moved, so there was a transfer of service fee added to our account, so that's why that was high this month. So I'm looking forward to next month and being lower than that again. And then let's see what else. Everything else is basically how. Oh, okay. So Christmas, we did increase that yet again, another $100. But what we did to account for that is in our miscellaneous income section. If you remember, the way that we budget for that every month is we keep this plan number at 0, and then we just add everything extra that we receive over here in the receive section. So if you see there's a big difference, like $100 was planned to be in the miscellaneous, which initially was $0, but I increased that to $100 just so that our Christmas budget would even out in the spreadsheet. I don't like seeing the reds, but really it didn't really matter. But so I gave ourselves another $100 in miscellaneous to go towards Christmas because we had such a our miscellaneous income section was extremely high this month, which is a complete blessing. A lot of this money, our income came out of nowhere. We weren't really expecting this much. We were expecting more like $300. So that's why we felt comfortable increasing our Christmas budget. which I am very excited about how we're budgeting, and I'm hoping that we'll stay on track like we have been this past 2 months. Because yeah, this time last year with Christmas, we didn't have a tree. We didn't really do Christmas. We only did one gift each. And it was because we were so just into the living paycheck by paycheck mentality that we didn't have the extra money for Christmas last year. But then for it to turn around, and this year we not only had enough money to give each other multiple presents, we were to give presents to our family, to our friends. We were able to have a nice huge tree in our living room, which was decorated, and it was just such a turnaround from last year. And it's crazy because we only have put really 2 good months of budgeting in, and we already are reaping the rewards of it. And I just feel so blessed, and I'm thankful that we came across Dave Ramsey. And even though we don't stick to his teachings 100%, even the 75% that we do stick to, we're already seeing a change in our finances and our attitudes towards money. So I'm very excited. And then our monthly rollover, we did decrease that from $1,000 to $825, just because the way that we have been budgeting for the last month, we realized that we didn't really need $1,000 to roll over. We just needed enough money for our rent and to pay the garage, and we had, just personal leftover. We had groceries left over, and actually, I think I've only spent $5 of personal money this week. So yeah, we didn't really need any rollover money at all. So as you see, the amount spent in our rollover is just enough to account for our rent and our garage, which is due on the 1st of every month. So yeah. So back to January, just to show you what may have changed this month, which is a lot. January is always a very money-heavy month for us. First off, I have the 2 paychecks from Patrick, which, forgive me, I reverted back to the lowest that he usually gives me from each paycheck, because we haven't had the time to sit down and do our monthly budget together this month so far. So I'm just budgeting based on these numbers, because these are the minimums I can definitely be sure that I'm going to get from him to go towards bills. So that's what these 2 pays are. Rollover is the rollover from last month, which is actually, we budgeted this much, and this is how much we have in our checking account to spend as our rollover for groceries and things like that. But like I said, I think I've only spent $5 extra of it. Miscellaneous is back to 0, and then this disbursement amount, like I said before, I'm in medical school, and I get a set amount of money every 6 months from my school, which is a refund from the difference of what I took out in student loans versus what they charge me in tuition and fees, which usually I would take all of that money and just keep it. But this time, I don't really know what to do. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with it. And this is one thing that we do need to talk as a couple about, because we're trying to start merging our money together, since we're getting married in May. And I really want his input as to what I'm going to do. But I'll show you what my thoughts are. I've already planned out our budget for January based on what I thought we should do, and I'll share that with you, and then, at the mid-month check-in, we'll see if that's what we actually decided to do. So for tithes, I'm just going to base this on our actual income and not the student loan, because it's a loan. But we plan to tithe $300 this month. We also plan to finish our emergency fund, which, this is one thing that's different between the 2 of what's on the budget, or at least what you saw included in the budget, and what we have here. So I'm going to do better with tracking all of the expenses. But like I said, this past week has been kind of crazy. So we had a lot more money than $200 left over from last month. However, at the beginning of, I think it was on the 31st, my car broke down. And of course, Murphy's Law, as soon as you're doing good, something's going to happen. Well, I had initially put in a couple $100. Well, Patrick put that in. And we had some money from the house account, which we put on the bill for the car. Well, my parents, as a late Christmas present, said that they would basically take care of everything for my car. So they got all of the things repaired on my car, plus did some routine maintenance and got tires for me, which we are completely blown away, and we feel completely blessed by their gift to us. But that we still had some money that we had already spent, and my parents said that they would give it back to us, but yeah, I'm not really wanting the money back because I feel like they spent way too much money on me. But anyway, that's why our emergency fund is only at $200 instead of the I think it should have been at least at $600 based on the last budget, but whatever. Either way, $400 is way cheap for all of the work that I needed to get done on my car, so I'm fine with that. To complete our emergency fund, we need to add $800 more. So this is part of what I think that my disbursement should go towards. Even though it is money that I will need to pay back in the future, the way that I reasoned it was that the student loans that I get, the number that I initially reported when I first started my series of, I think it's $343,000 is the exact, it had already included the money that they were going to give me this month. So I could decrease that amount significantly. Well, not significantly. Hold up, because that's all. You got to take everything into perspective. But I could decrease it by, I think, a good $8,000 to $9,000 if I gave this money back. But we do have some expenses that are upcoming that we could go ahead and take care of. And I was thinking that I could pay down my credit cards because those are high interest bearing accounts versus my student loan, which most of my student loans are right around 4% interest versus my credit card, which my Amazon credit card is up as much, I think it's at 22%. So my thought is to just use that money to pay off my credit card so I can get those interest accounts cleared, and then whatever money I have left over from paying that and paying those other one-time expenses that I have in January, I'll return the difference back to the school. So I'll show you how that works out in the budget. So I wanted to go ahead and fund the emergency fund with the remaining $800 that we need. And then all of our housing costs are about the same. This is the last month where we only have to pay $700. Next month it'll go up to $750. The water has decreased because the first water bill that we had a connection fee on it. I haven't gotten our gas bill just yet, but it was around, I think, $70-some last month, and so I'm hoping it'll decrease at least to less than $50. If not more than that, because our initial bill also included connection fees. Our electricity for this month is exactly this, $58.40. We're going to budget for trash, but if they don't send the bill, it'll go towards its sinking fund. And then we've already paid the garage fee of $50, which I'm hoping that this will be the last month that we have to pay that as well. For gas, budget at $150. For groceries, $225. Last month we spent $270, which, mind you, Pat was off of work for I think about a week and a half, so we did have a lot more groceries expense because we were just in the house pigging out and relaxing for about a week and a half of our Christmas break. Date night we put back up to $100. Pet care is the same at $30. I increased my personal to 200, just because I did like a semi low spend last month, and it's my birthday month this month, and I have some things that I want to do for my birthday. So, and I know I'm gonna go hang out with a few friends for my birthday as well. So that's why mine is up to 200. Patrick's extra personal expense category is 200 as well, even though I don't foresee him using that. Comcast has decreased as well because our last month we had the connection fee, the transfer fee, the moving fee on there. Spotify is the same. Sprint is the same, which I am highly excited because I know I mentioned before we initially had 3 people on our Sprint account. That third person has finally decided to get their own phone. So even though we do have to pay this month the same amount we did last month, next month it should be a little bit cheaper than this. I was quoted $170, which is still ridiculous, but hey, what can you do? And then I have 100 for miscellaneous, and then iTunes is the same. And the one thing that we did add this month is a gym. We both got memberships at the gym right around the corner from our house. And that's because the last place we lived, we had a gym in the building. We didn't have to pay that. Since moving to a townhouse, obviously there's no gym included. So, yeah, we wanted a gym, and we're trying to live a healthier lifestyle. Hence why our date night is so low. We're not eating out as much, and our grocery bill has gone up because we're eating at home more. But either way, I think it's worth it. And one thing you might notice is our Xbox Live is not on here anymore as well. One of the great things that happened for Christmas was Pat got an Xbox Live membership card for the year as a Christmas present. So we were able to get rid of that. So that was great. So this is part of our debt snowball. And so this is part of what I had planned for my student disbursement. I wanted to go ahead and pay the remaining balance of the Amazon credit card and also my Delta credit card. And then I'm not sure, I'm going to talk with Patrick, but we may pay off his cards as well. I don't know how he feels about that. He might want to do it himself, which I'm okay with. And then here are the balances of the medical bills that I owe. OPI is a medical company. It's not the nail company, I promise. But we need to pay off the rest of these, and then all of my consumer debts will be paid. And then we'll just have Pat's credit cards to worry about, and both of our student loans, which are both still on deferment for now. But that'll be the next thing that we hit after we pay off all the consumer debt. So, one-time expenses. January is always a heavy month for us. Some of this is us just being crazy and wanting to go hang out and play, and other is stuff that we actually have to take care of. So we did have a trip to Vegas scheduled in December, but we decided to postpone that just because we wanted to make sure that we broke even on our budget, and we wanted to make sure that we were sticking to our budget, and we did not want to go to Vegas and feel like we needed to use our credit cards. So we postponed it to January for part of my birthday extravaganza, whatever you want to call it. And we decided that we're only going to spend $300 in Vegas. Now, you might be like, what? How are you going to do that? Well, we're only going for 2 full days. And the hotel that we already have, which is bought and paid for cash, it has a kitchenette included, which has like a microwave, stove top, refrigerator, all of that. So our plans are to go to the grocery store in Vegas and at least cook like half of our meals in the hotel. So probably it'll be like breakfast and maybe one of our lunches. And then probably the rest of that money is going to go towards us eating out and whatever shows, and some of the shows we've already have paid for. That's another thing that helps is most of our Vegas trip we've already paid for in advance. We just wanted to push it back so that we didn't put any of these personal expenses on credit cards. But the $300, it'll just go to whatever else we have. Plus, we have our personals, which I'm going to save a good bit of my personal money to go towards the Vegas trip, but Pat can do whatever he wants to do. And then here is birthday. We are going on an overnight trip with some friends for my birthday. And there are some things that we are going to purchase before going on this trip. And that's what that's for. This is car insurance. I like to pay the year's worth of car insurance in January. I've always done that with my student disbursement, and I would like to keep that up. Obviously, we don't have this money on hand, so this is part of what I wanted to use my disbursement for. And then next month and going forward, we will pay money towards a sinking fund for our car insurance. The same going for motorcycle insurance, the same going for car registration fees, which I have to pay that by my birthday anyway. I have a co-payment that I'm expecting because of some medical. I have to go see another doctor this month, so that'll be that. Bridesmaids dresses. So I found out that, of course, because I just have expensive taste, the bridesmaids dresses that I picked out for the wedding are special order, and they have to be purchased by January. We're paying for Patrick's two little sisters' bridesmaids dresses because they're young and they can't pay for them themselves. So we're paying for their dresses. My other bridesmaids and my maid of honor, they're buying their own. But they have to be paid for by January, so we're going to do that for his sisters. And then the remainder of our renter's insurance for the year is $118. I want to pay that as well. And then I already went in and budgeted the amount of money that I'm going to return to the school. So this will be money that is deducted from the principal or my student loan account. And I think I have till the end of February to return that money. So this figure may go up depending on how the rest of our budget goes for this month. And then monthly rollover, I'm budgeting $800 because we're going to have to pay the $750 for rent, and hopefully not, but I'm going to go ahead and plan that we have to pay $50 in a garage fee for February 1st. But hopefully we can get Patrick's car fixed. He is anticipating that he'll have enough on top of what he gives me in order to fix his car. So hopefully that goes according to plan and we won't have to pay a garage next month. I'm so excited. Like, this will be my last disbursement, the last time I'll have any like loaned money sent my way. And I mean, our future is looking bright. I'm just very excited for how far we've come just in these 2 months, and I just look forward to knocking this debt out. So thanks for listening to me ramble. If you have any suggestions for how you think I should use my disbursement, whether you think I should send it all back, or if you think my plan is great, or if it's good, or if you have any additions to it, then please let me know. Comment and I'll get back to you. Please like the video. If you've gotten this far, you must have been interested. So go ahead and like it. And then subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Thank you so much for everything. And thanks for your support. Everything. Bye.